Assalamu alaikum learners, how are you? I hope you are fine and safe at your homes. Class 7, unit number 2, it's your 6th lecture. Learners, open your book, page number 22. The topic is what are earthquakes? Now we start reading. Earthquakes are tremors. Tremors mean shaking or vibrations that have occurred in the earth crust. They occur when there is a sudden release of stored up energy in the earth's upper mantle. Earthquakes occur most frequently at plate boundaries, where plates slide past each other fault line, converge or diverge. Another name of earthquakes is tremblers. Tremblers mean vibration. The point at which an earthquake takes place is known as the focus. This could be deep inside the crustal plate or near the Earth's surface. The vibrations radiate from the focus in all directions at seismic waves. The place on the Earth's surface directly above the focus is known as epicenter. Epicenter means the point on the Earth's surface directly above the focus of an earthquake. After an earthquake has occurred, aftershocks that follow the first earthquake are common. Learners, in figure 2.15, you can observe the sudden release of stored energy results in a devastating earthquake. And in figure 2.16, you can see the working of an earthquake. Now open page number 23. Some earthquakes are very strong while others are weaker. Scientists use an instrument known as a seismograph. Seismograph is a measuring instrument for detecting and measuring the intensity and direction and duration of movements of the ground as an earthquake. Figure 2.17 to measure earthquakes. The magnitude of the amount of energy released by an earthquake is calculated using the Richter scale. It is a logarithmic scale where the numbers on the scale measure factors of 10 on the scale. A6 means that the tremor in this earthquake is 10 times greater than a scale of 5 and the amount of energy released is about 32 times greater. Figure 2.18a shows the effects of an earthquake as measured by the Richter scale, while table 2.18b provides the description for the values on the scale. Learners, in figure 2.17 you can see a seismograph and its part, and in figure 2.18a there is a effects of an earthquake according to the Richter scale, and there is a table with description of Richter scale. On this page there is an interesting fact. The Richter scale is used to calculate the magnitude of an earthquake. It was named after Charles Richter, who together with Bino Kantberg developed this scale in 1935. Now open page number 24. The topic is earthquake zones in the world. Earthquakes usually occur at the boundaries of crustal plates and within areas with frequent volcanic activities. The areas with the highest frequency of earthquakes occur in the volcanic Pacific Ring of Fire zone around the Pacific Ocean, along the northern border of the Pacific Plate. Other areas such as the Mediterranean region and the Himalayas areas in Asia are also areas that experience high numbers of earthquakes. Figure 2.19 below shows the main earthquake zone in the world. Learners, there is a map on this page. It shows the earthquake zones in the world. Now open page number 25. Earthquakes. Thousands of earthquakes occur around the world each year. The magnitude of an earthquake indicates the amount of energy released by an earthquake. The greater the magnitude, the greater the amount of energy released by the earthquake. The magnitude of an earthquake can be measured with the seismograph. In contrast, the intensity of an earthquake cannot be measured by an instrument. It is dependent on the description of the extent of damage caused by an earthquake. For example, an earthquake rated an intensity of 1 has no impact on anyone as people do not feel any earth movement, while an earthquake rated an intensity of 6 is one where everyone can feel movement. Objects fall from shelves. Plaster walls might crack. If the damage for an earthquake is described as almost everything is destroyed, the ground moves in ripples. Ripples mean wave, when its intensity would be rated 12. Factors determining the intensity of an earthquake. The factors that determine the intensity of an earthquake and the extent of its destruction include the following. Number 1. Magnitude. An earthquake with the higher magnitude will cause more damage than one with the lower magnitude. An earthquake with the magnitude of 2 would do much less damage compared to another with the magnitude of 8. However, the magnitude of an earthquake may not necessarily bring about a higher number of deaths of people. For example, in 2007, an 8.1 earthquake in the Solomon Island Pacific Ocean killed 52 people, while in 2003 a 6.6 earthquake in Iran killed 31,100 people. One reason for this difference is that the earthquake in Solomon Island occurred at a place where the population was sparse. Sparse means not dense and small, whereas Bam, an ancient city of Iran, was a densely populated urban area. Seismic shaking, also known as seismic ground motion. Seismic shaking is caused by seismic waves that are generated during an earthquake. The extent of damage caused by seismic shaking depends on the duration, how long the ground was shaking, and the frequency of the seismic shaking. The higher the frequency of the seismic shaking, the greater the earthquake's intensity, hence the damage. Number 3. Distance from the epicenter. Seismic waves reduced in intensity the further they travel away from the epicenter. Therefore, damage to place near the epicenter are more extensive than damage to place further away from the epicenter. Number 4. Building materials. Buildings built on foundations made of stones are more likely to withstand seismic shaking and are less likely to collapse. Sometimes the foundations of building can be built with shock absorbing materials like rubber that are flexible enough to withstand and absorb the shock waves that result from an earthquake. Figure 2.20. The windows of the house can be made with types of glass that do not shatter during an earthquake. Wood and steel are better materials to withstand earthquakes than concrete and bricks. Learners, in figure 2.20, you can observe buildings built on rubber and steel foundation withstand earthquakes better. Number 5. Hazards. Densely populated settlements located near the seas and mountains experience a great extent of damage by earthquakes, as tsunamis and landslides are more likely to occur in these locales. An earthquake that occurs in the oceans can generate waves which can reach highest of up to 10 meters. These tsunamis can devastate large areas of land. Figure 2.21 shows the potential height of an tsunami. Learners, now open page number 27. On this page, the topic is earthquake in Pakistan. Pakistan has also experienced a number of earthquakes in recent years. A 7.6 earthquake, known as the Great Pakistan Earthquake or Kashmir Earthquake, took place on October 8, 2005. The 8.52 an earthquake's epicenter was located about 19 kilometers from the city of Muzaffarabad in Kashmir. The two provinces that were most affected were Pakistani administered Kashmir and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The two most affected provinces are located at the boundary of the continental Eurasian plate and the oceanic Indo-Australian plate. As the Indo-Australian plate subducts below the Eurasian plate, a friction force is created and energy builds up. Over time, the stored up energy becomes too great, resulting in a sudden release of stored up energy and a massive earthquakes. Learners, in figure 2.22, you can observe the Great Pakistani Earthquake 2005. Learners, now turn page number 28. As the earthquake's epicenter was located in densely populated areas, the extent of damage was severe. Other reasons for the earthquake's devastation include the focus of the earthquake was only 26 kilometers below the Earth's surface, resulting in massive shock waves that still retained their energy when they hit the densely populated areas. The 7.6 magnitude of the earthquake not only unleashed means release or vent tremendous geological energy on the cities. The main earthquake was also followed by a series of large magnitude aftershocks. The buildings in the densely populated areas, which served as homes, schools, shops, and offices, were poorly constructed. Many of these buildings could not withstand the several tremors of the earthquake and collapsed. The extent of damage to the physical infrastructure of the province capital of Muzaffarabad resulted in a high death toll. Among them were children who were in the school building at the start of their daily lessons. The people were not prepared for the earthquake. For example, there were no earthquake drills and no proper system of emergency food, water, and medicine supplies. The number of people who died as a result of the earthquake and its effects was about 79,000. Some of the villages in nearby areas were completely destroyed. It was estimated that more than 3 million people were made homeless. Landslides prevented rescue people from reaching the affected people who lived in the mountainous areas. The effects of the earthquake were too much for the government to handle alone. International aid in the form of food, medicine, tents, and blankets from many countries poured in. Rescue workers from many countries also came to help to rescue those who were trapped in the collapsed buildings. Learners observe Muzaffarabad in ruins after the 2005 Kashmir earthquakes that hit the region in figure 2.23 and in figure 2.23b earthquake induced landslide near Muzaffarabad. Learners, on page 30, there is a flow chart about earthquakes. Make this flow chart on loose sheet. Earthquake. What is an earthquake? Tremors, vibrations in the earth's crust, occurrences of earthquakes at plate boundaries, at major faults, most frequent Pacific Rim of Fire. Causes of earthquakes. A sudden release of stored up energy at fault line. Damage caused by earthquakes. Damage to residential and transportation infrastructure. Fire caused by damaged pipe. Natural hazards, tsunamis, landslides. Reducing impact of earthquakes. Maintain and reinforce existing buildings. Design earthquake proof new buildings. Have good town planning. Widen roads. Conduct regular earthquake drills. Ensure reliable source of emergency supplies. Learners, do reading carefully, underline the difficult words, learn vocab and write on loose sheet. Take care. Allah Hafiz.